Okay, we're getting ready to head down on the docks. We've got some bubble gum and some garlic lure flavor. We've got some new crappie kickers right here in the 2-inch models. We're going to put these on some red-eye jig heads or some weedless heads. We're going to see if we can get a crappie, and I'm going to talk to you about lure flavor and explain to you how well this stuff really works. Okay, now this is a crappie kicker lure here that we call Black Lightning. We have blue, pink, red, and then we call this the firetail. We call it Lightning. This is our 1/8 ounce red eye jig head. This one's been used a bunch, folks. You can see it's been bent up. It's been in the brush, and it's caught a lot of crappie. What we're going to do with these jig heads is just we're going to go into the nose of the crappie kicker. You're going to try to get this on there as straight as you can. I didn't do a very good job there, but it happens to all of us. And we're going to bring that up. And so what we have is, well, our lure is pretty straight, and you can see the tail on the crappie kicker. I tell you, that tail really kicks back and forth. It's got so much action, it's unbelievable. And when you drop that in the water, this tail floats up and you just about can't hardly hold it still. Now, what we did last year was we started experimenting with different flavors, and we're going to talk a little bit in depth here about lure flavor. Phew, got me. And how it works. That's enough lure flavor right there to fish with for probably 15 or 20 minutes. One of the great things about lure flavor, it doesn't come off the lure, and it's a lot better than dealing with crappie nibbles where you set the hook on a fish and the crappie nibble always falls off. Lure flavor stays on even after it's been in the water for a while. Now what we're doing is we're just moving around in the dock trying to find some active crappie. We're dropping down and reeling up and pitching and reeling real slow, and the water's cold this time of year. And we're just moving around in here trying to find where the crappie schools are in these slips.
I was on the 2-inch White Lightning crappie kicker with the Fle Fly 8-ounce head.
That's a nice one. Oh, yeah. Now, see if I can get him out of there, Mike. All right. Okay, we're going to put this fish in the bucket, and then we're going to talk a little bit about lure flavor. And I'm going to tell you some stuff about lure flavor that you didn't know. I just love this wintertime crappie fishing. Folks, there's lakes all over the country that have marinas like this in them. You can a lot of them you can pay to come down and fish, or you can rent you a slip and fish, and you know, they're just all over the place. And there's a lot of good crappie fishing to be had in January and February before these fish start moving into the pre-spawn areas. So come on, let's talk a little bit about lure flavor. Now this is the bubble gum. This is the product right here that I use mainly for crappie. We do have a garlic, and Hayden was using the garlic today. But I'll tell you something about lure flavor that folks just don't know. We bought the Fle Fly brand in May of 2012, and the Fle Fly brand started in Inola, Oklahoma in 1952. And they started out with jigs, and one of the things that they developed for their jigs was a product they called jig oil. And the jig oil was a really, really difficult product to build, but what they did was they mastered the way for the jig oil to attach to jigs and attach to soft plastics and lures. Now, we didn't use the flavoring or the scent that the old guys used in their jig oil formula. What we did was we went out And we knew garlic was a good attractant, and then we wanted to try to find one that really seemed to help for crappie, and we keyed in on this bubblegum flavor. And what happens is jig oil actually penetrates this soft plastic. It doesn't come off, and you can put a few squirts on this, and it's going to smell like, lure flavor, and the lure flavor penetrates the soft plastic, and this stuff will not come off. You can fish with this for 10-15 minutes and still smell your soft plastic, and it's going to smell like lure flavor. So that's the beautiful thing about it. I didn't develop the penetrating oil part of that. That was the old guys that came up with the Fle Fly brand back in the 50s. They did that. I just added the bubble gum and the garlic flavor to it, and we got a fantastic product that really seems to help mask human odor and seems like it does help on days when the fish are kind of finicky.
Big.
Big.
No, it's not that big.
Looks like a keeper, Hayden.
This one was on the 2-inch White Lightning with the bubblegum lure flavor.
There's another keeper.
Another one for the bucket.
Hey, thanks for watching the Fle Fly video. I hope you learned a little bit more about why lure flavor works so well, and I hope you learned a little bit about catching crappie around boat docks.